Hey guys, it's Stephen Freeborn here from freeborntrainingsystems.com, and real quick I wanted to take you through an exercise that I think everybody should be using in their programming, whether it's to actually train the squat or just pattern it and learn the squat, is the goblet squat. And this can be done with a kettlebell or a dumbbell, whatever instrument you have access to. Even a weight plate will work, but just something that you can hold in the front of your body, so it's anteriorly loaded. And I think you'll find that if you're someone who struggles with like a traditional back squat, front squatting because you don't have the upper body mobility, or just body weight squatting in general because you can't find that nice sweet balance point and really control yourself through the range of motion, this will be a great exercise to allow you to pattern and train the squat while you work on some of that other stuff, so you can eventually do back squats, front squats, unloaded body weight squats. So I'm going to kind of walk you through how I teach it to somebody and how I execute it myself. I want to first, before I get going on the teaching part, reinforce that everybody's built a little bit differently. So the depth that I use and the depth that you use could be different. The width of your feet and the width of the feet I use could be a little bit different based on how your hips are put together and your just innate alignment. So don't feel like you have to imitate exactly what I'm doing, but I'm just going to give you some basic principles that will guide you and keep you safe. And then the rest of it, you're allowed to play around with a little bit. Your stance width, your foot position, how deep you go in the squat, that's all based on you as an individual. And if you have questions and want my feedback, I'd be happy to give it to you. Send me videos, reach out to me. I'd be happy to talk it over with you. So let's go through it. So the first thing to do is grab your kettlebell or your dumbbell or your weight plate, whatever you're going to use. Set up with about start with a shoulder width. That's a pretty safe bet, somewhere between shoulder and hip width. Start with your toes either pointed straight ahead or about 30 degrees out. And like I said, there's room to play here. So after your first few reps, adjust if you need to, if it doesn't quite feel comfortable. You want it to feel unencumbered, unrestricted. You want it to feel nice and easy. The two things, though, I will say is that you want to make sure that your pelvis doesn't tilt too much, that you're under you, so you don't get that butt weak. You don't want your lower back to be curved or flexed, and you want to make sure your knees aren't valgusing or going in. They need to stay over the feet, so tracking over that second toe or slightly outside the foot. Okay, so here's what it'll look like: is you'll pick up your kettlebell or dumbbell, you'll hold it up by your face, elbows in, nice and easy, supporting it, close to your chin, close to your chest. You're going to sit your hips back, then using your hamstrings, you're going to bend your knees and start to pull your butt towards your heels. If you can, you're going to get deep enough where you can slide your elbows just inside the knee. Stand up. Like I said, the depth is individualized, so you may not be able to go that deep. That's okay. Same thing still applies. Hips go back, bend the knee. Think about pulling yourself down. Under control. Stand up. Stay nice and rigid from the side. It'll look like this. Start as light as you need to. Go as heavy as you want to based on the sets and reps you're looking at. But this is kind of a great way to start working on the squat, learning it. Again, foot position, stance width, toes out, toes straight ahead. That's all depth. That can all be based on who you are as an individual, where you are currently in your mobility pursuits. But like I said, make sure knees don't valgus too much. They don't come in. Chest stays up, back stays pretty neutral. You're not butt winking, and that you're making sure that you stay nice and stiff and tall up front, and that kettlebell on the front side of your body should help with that. If you have any questions, let me know. Like I said, I'd be happy to look over your personal form, respond to any comments, any questions. But until then, hope you guys keep kicking ass at life. Try out the dumbbell or kettlebell goblet squat, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.